Hi, Kathy. Thank you for meeting with me today to discuss the Gloria Day and possibly getting you some new art supplies and a new, better system for your school.
Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for your time today. How's it been going today?
We're doing well, thank you. And how about you?
Not too bad. Ready to get this started.
Okay, let's see what you have to offer.
All right, so first I'm just going to start off with a few quick questions about your school as a whole and then go into some issues with your program.
Okay.
So first I want to start by asking you, how many students does your school accept each year approximately?
Our school class size is limited to 10 students per class. So with approximately 20 teachers, that would be an enrollment each year of about 200. Some, that varies a little bit, but that would be the maximum amount we would accept.
And what age ranges do you teach?
3 and 4-year-olds. And then we do have a kindergarten class, which is separate from, it's still part of the preschool, but not included in that 200. That class size is limited to 12.
So, what types of supplies do you best see fit for your programs that you are needing for your 3s, 4s, and kindergarten classes?
And we're just talking about art supplies.
Yes,
in our art department.
Art supplies, arts and crafts, anything you see along those lines.
We do have art every day that the students are at school. There is a specific time for them to engage in an art project. Some are a little more involved than others. So we do use a lot of things like your basic art supplies, construction paper, markers, crayons, scissors for the children. Then we do special projects each week that could involve a whole range of different things. Obviously glue, sometimes torn paper, string, yarn, different things like that. So it's a lot of materials are used by our students in doing art.
So since you're using so many materials, would you see the benefit in having reusable materials more so than materials that are finite?
Reusable is good, not always possible depending on the project. We do need reusable in terms of markers, crayons, those will be reused until they are used up. Any type of paint brushes, that sort of thing are always reusable. So as much as possible, and we also like to use recycled items in our art as much as we possibly can.
And how long do you typically have these supplies last?
We're dealing with 3 and 4, 5-year-olds, so we do get a lot of broken crayons. We get a lot of markers with the lids left off and they dry out. And while our teachers are try very hard to make sure that these things are minimized, we still go through a fair amount of supplies like that in the course of the school year.
All right, thank you. And since we're meeting today to talk about your art supplies, what made you realize that you needed to upgrade your art supplies in school?
I think that we're always looking for better quality at an affordable price. We're looking for things that will last longer, that will, for instance, a marker, a lower quality marker is not going to have the lifespan of a higher quality marker. So even though they may be more expensive up front, it could be more cost effective in the long run to buy a better quality crayon or marker or scissors so the kids aren't breaking these things.
So what difficulties are you currently facing with the supplies that you have now?
Probably those are the biggest things, is the lack of quality, causing us to have to discard more products per week than we would like to. We try to keep things as eco-friendly as possible and to cut back on discarding items. If they can last longer, that's less things we have to discard.
Gotcha. So if you don't change the current state of your art supplies, what do you think would happen?
Well, I don't know that there would be any huge difference in how we run our art program. I don't think that there would be anything happening that would be drastic. But if we look at these, and looking at the big picture and looking for things that would make our program better, it's more from the standpoint of how it would make it easier for our teachers, easier on our budget, that sort of thing. As more than how it's actually going to affect the project that the children do. However, that being said, we do need like a quality glue, for instance, that would hold the product to the paper or their project to the paper. So if you have an inferior glue stick, it's not going to hold as well. So when you hang it on the wall and it falls off, you've got an upset child because their art is falling apart.
So speaking of your budget, where would you like to be? Where are you at now, and where would you like to be in terms of money spent on the supplies?
Each child pays a $50 supply fee at the beginning of the year. That would, at 200 kids, that's going to total, I don't know, maybe 10,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now that supply fee is not strictly for art supplies. It involves other supplies that we use in the classroom. Ideally, I'd like to keep my art supply budget at around $5,000-6,000 a year.
Okay.
It just depends on what you have to offer, and if it's more effective, as I said before, to spend a little more up front for a longer lasting product.
Great. And are you worried that if you get new supplies or different supplies that there will be a learning curve with the staff and the kids, or do you think that it's a similar enough thing to where there won't be an issue with that?
There won't be an issue with the staff, I don't think. If anything, the staff would probably be excited to get products that are going to last longer and be better for them. Children, they probably truly won't notice the difference that much. Due to their age, they're just excited to create. So they're more involved in what they are creating as opposed to what they are using to create with. So I don't think it would create any issues.
Great. Thank you for all that information.
Mm-hmm.
Now I want to ask you some questions about how you want the relationship with your supplier and what that looks like for you.
Okay.
So what would your ideal relationship with the supplier look like for you? That's a pretty broad question, so you can take that how you'd like.
It is a broad question, and there's a lot of different things that come into play with that. But what I personally would be looking for is someone who is open to my suggestions, who is respectful of my budget, who can offer me products that would fit within that budget, but still be things that are going to be what my students and what my staff needs. So, and obviously, I want a respectable company. I want to work with someone who's going to be friendly to my staff. If they pass a child in the hall, I'd like for them to be able to say hello. I want someone who's friendly and open, but also at the same time respectful of the money that I have to spend. We're a small private school. We don't have an unlimited budget.
Now, to care towards your needs, in the sense of you said you want to be able to have the supplies that you need at a cheap, affordable price.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to prioritize any specific item, what specific product or tool would you say needs the most improvement right now with your organization?
If we're talking strictly in terms of daily use art supplies, I would have to go with maybe watercolors, because the watercolors are very, they get messed up very quickly. The children mix the colors, and that can be a problem. So we do go through a lot of watercolors, the little palettes. Markers, again, a long-lasting marker. If we can get the caps tightly secured, I'd like a marker that would last longer. Those are probably the things that are of just basic art supplies that we really need to be improved upon.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And last question here. What would the ideal gains would you like to see from transitioning to a new supplier? What gains from your products or the output from your students would you like to see?
Well, I would like to make sure that we don't compromise the quality of what our children their art and what we are doing in the classroom with the children in terms of art. So quality is important to me. Making sure that things are consistent. We can get the supplies in when we need them. That we order crayons in large quantities. We order markers in large quantities. Even things down to construction paper or pipe cleaner type things. The chenille stems that we use in our projects. So I'd like to have someone that offers a wide range of products that we can use in the classroom and still maintain, an affordable price for those.
Thank you very much. I believe that our company can make a difference in the education of all the children that attend Gloria Day, and hopefully make that a more cost-effective process for you and make everything easier on your end. Again, my name is Jonathan Bowen. If I did not say that earlier, I do apologize.
I
We had talked
appreciate it.
previously, but I'm with Bowen's Supplies and Art, and yes, I believe that your company would be a great fit for us. I believe we can have a great relationship together in finding these.
I appreciate your taking the time and asking me the questions, and when you have a proposal ready for me, I'll certainly be willing to look at it, and we can take it from there.
Yes, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. Thank you.